This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy!
Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
CatBus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guest and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, 4 FOR, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
I've been Pompo's assistant for about a year now.
I'm so sorry.
Being able to pick the brain of one of the industry's greats from such a young age.
With the right lead, Pompo can transform any screenplay into a good movie.
Watching and learning from the sidelines.
Gene, hey! I am going to let you shoot this screenplay of mine. Best of luck, Director Gene. Occasionally, an entire story will unfold in your mind when you meet that special someone. My name's Natalie Woodward. I'm here to audition, and I am never going to give up! No! To plane!
The name's Martin Braddock, the best actor in the world. Just know that I will never hesitate to give you my opinion.
It's incredible how a B movie producer such as yourself managed to write such a perfectly crafted, poignant story.
Ah, I see. So you think I'm nothing more than a B movie producer?
I'm so sorry.
Who do we make movies for?
All you have to do is think about the one person you want to show the movie to the most.
I feel so giddy that I'm trying not to faint.
Yeah, me too. Movies saved me.
I will not abandon my dreams.
This is all I have. My art.
Ah! This is what's wrong with you film buffs.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
All right, welcome again to I Dig Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill, the podcast with CatBus Russ. I am your host, CatBus Russ, and coming back to the show, you may recall him from a couple of episodes from the Des Moines GalaxyCon. Jess McCord, the one half of the founders of Skies of Fortune.
Yep, that's right. I've got a co-writer with me, and also, I guess, let's include my editor, Coco, as well in there. But ahoy to vast mateys. Nice to see you again. Nice to be on, Russ. Thank you for having me back.
Well, thanks for coming. So, we'll get to the movie that you really hinted at back at Des Moines at the end of our panel, the 90 for Chill, the podcast panel.
Absolutely.
So we will get to that feature, but since this is essentially the last episode of the year, was just gonna, people kind of expect the best of stuff, so
sure.
I'm not, you don't have to just limit it to the 70 to 100 minutes. I'll do that for mine, but of course I'll state Sinners was the best movie that I've seen this year.
Sinners was great, and it would definitely be like in my top 3,
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I didn't really get out otherwise. I think it was another year of getting to the theater and pretty much just being IP stuff.
Right.
Predator Badlands.
Yeah.
and Ballerina,
Mm.
and yeah, and Riff Tracks.
Yeah, that
The
they did what Time Cop, right? They did Time
Right.
Cop this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure I've seen one more thing, and then most of my theater going is at the annual B Fest in February at Northwestern, the 24-hour bat best of the worst marathon, as they like to call it. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So, but when it comes to the sub 100-minute movies that I discovered, so this is a pretty wild, wide, not just 2025. Um, kind of, doing all that work to make sure I was up to date on A24.
Mm.
Um, so,
Yeah, I kept you busy with that, I bet.
oh yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've seen some good ones, some great. I mean, it's the first time I really watched The Breakfast Club. I think that's something that every kid going into high school should watch, regardless of the R rating.
Mm.
Um, then there's earlier I really dug Companion. I know that's not A24, but it's ends up on HBO Max with all the A24.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean it feels like an A24 film, right?
yeah,
And
right.
I think it's by the person that did Barbarian. I don't remember their name, but
I don't think that was Barbarian's
oh, that
director
was
ended up
Weapons. That was
Weapons.
Weapons.
Yeah,
You're right. Okay.
right,
There was somebody else. It was the sophomore feature of someone else. I can't remember
right.
who though.
Yeah. So yeah, Companion was a lot of fun, I should say.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
nice. It's nice to see the actor who plays Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows in a
yes,
feature film too.
yeah. I mean, I never got around. I still haven't gotten around to What We Do in the Shadows. I've got the movie. That's been one that I've been meaning to watch. I know it qualifies to the pod, but and then I saw some other classics from the '80s, like The Hidden with Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's on my list. Was that pre or post his association with David Lynch?
this would be a year after Blue Velvet, so
Okay, okay.
he's still kind of playing the and I think it's intentional, the stiff character, but um, so
Yeah,
we're not up to showgirls freedom yet.
fair enough. I
Yeah,
know him a lot from like as playing the mayor of Portland in
on
Portlandia,
Portlandia,
or
right? So
he's just really goofy, in that. And like I have to say, I haven't seen a lot of David Lynch. It's really on my watch list,
yes, no,
especially Twin Peaks.
oh yeah.
Um, yeah,
That's where Kyle MacLachlan really became Kyle MacLachlan, is
yeah.
Twin Peaks. I haven't watched it all, but so I'm kind of stuck though with like the only one I gave 5 stars to this year was Men, from Alex Garland, and
Oh,
I
you
know
like Men? Okay.
I think as a film I think it nails everything it was going for perfectly. I'm not saying it's the most enjoyable of
Yeah,
the movies. Uh,
there's definitely parts that are not enjoyable to watch, right?
right.
But
Oh, but that is the intention.
yeah.
And I also got around to Civil War from Alex Garland, which
Hmm.
it comes up there, but otherwise, if it's not Men, it's In the Mouth of Madness. Finally got around to watching that. Sam
Nice.
Neill, John Carpenter,
Yeah.
probably the last great John Carpenter movie. And I
Hmm.
love Ghost of Mars, and Vampires is fun, but
Yeah, if you
yeah,
like his later campy stuff. But I agree. In the Mouth of Madness is a very underrated Carpenter film.
yes. Yep,
Hmm.
the end of the Apocalypse trilogy, as they call it, with The Thing and Prince of Darkness, which Prince of
Hmm.
Darkness is slept on a lot too, I think.
Yeah, not
Um,
seen that one either. I'm
mm,
supposed to be the horror guy, but I still have a lot of a lot of gaps in my canon. But
mhm.
there's of course, it's just such a vast genre. It's the biggest genre, certainly. So, most popular genre I've heard. and I guess after this year, I would certainly believe it with the success of Sinners and
Sinners and
Weapons.
Weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta wonder then, what were the other two from your top three from this
Like
year?
I haven't really, to be honest, I have, and this includes things that I've just like seen and
Right.
right that I not necessarily were released this year, but that I was just watching. Well, let me think about that. If
Okay.
we're talking about an anime movie
Hmm.
today, and
Yes.
there was a pretty good. I don't know if I'd call this top three, but there was a
Mm.
pretty darn good Naoko Yamada film who made a silent voice. If you've heard
Okay.
of that,
I've
she had,
got to see that in the theater, so yeah.
so that's
Hmm.
what she's most known for. But she had a new film out this year called in English The Colors Within, and
I think I think I've already purchased it. So yeah.
okay, good. That's one's definitely worth a watch. It's
Hmm.
about it's essentially about the joy of making art,
Right.
and there's
Hmm.
plenty of movies about that, or sometimes about the pain of making art too. But
Yes.
this one, I think, has a very innocent joy to it that's
Hmm.
very nice to behold. Um, so that was really good. Sinners, I would see Sinners twice.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so that was very good. You get double the Michael B. Jordan in that.
yeah.
Two for the price of one.
Right. He's
Um,
probably not going to win the Oscar, but if Delroy Lindo doesn't win it, this for supporting, there's something criminal there.
yeah, I agree. He's
Yeah.
so good in that.
Hmm.
As what was his character's name? Um, he had a good name
Yeah. Oh, they all.
too.
Yeah.
Delta Slim. Yeah, there we
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delta Slim. If ever there was a, blues musician, like a blues or jazz musician name, that's
Hmm.
it. So
So
Sinner's probably number one. I'll tell you this, like I got a just like a couple days ago, I saw like one of these really bizarre movies that you kind of wonder how it got made called Dust Bunny. Have you heard about this?
I have heard of Dust Bunny. I
Yeah.
didn't didn't get around to a lot of re didn't further research it, which is something I
Okay.
got to catch up on because I did last month. I had the director of Cuisine de l'Apocalypse
Okay.
actually on the podcast. His
Nice.
agents, his PR team hit me up. So we're it's growing. There's yeah. So I knew you were a fan of weapons. We did bring that up at the A24.
I did like Weapons.
Mm,
So I liked the major big horror movies this year.
yeah. So
Um, and let me see if I can think of another one to go in the top three, my top three horror of the year. Because I do see like I try if they ever bring like a limited release to Des
yeah.
Moines, I try and see it
All
because
right.
that to encourage them to keep on doing it, right?
Yeah.
Um, mm, I did like. I'm feeling like I have a little bit of recency bias because I just saw
Mm.
several films in the last couple days.
Well, it's
I
Oscar bait season, so the best
Yeah.
stuff is supposed to be coming out.
The I wouldn't say I would put 28 years later in my top three, although I did like it. I'm
There's
more into
yeah, there's a lot of people really who it's a divisive one. I can say that.
yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see what they do with the Bone Temple. I think the Bone
Yeah,
Temple has like a potential for greatness, and it's coming right out too. It's going to be out like next month, I think.
you're right, and I think they
Um,
already have another sequel in the pipe too, or at
yeah, it
least
was
they're
supposed to be a
working on that
trilogy,
one. Yeah.
so yeah. So that's going to be cool.
Hmm.
Let me think of there weren't a whole lot of and I mean like my two things, right? The things that I know about in film, horror
Yeah.
movies, anime movies.
Mm.
Um I mean the big anime movie this year was probably the one I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Um
Well, I
I'm
mean
trying to think
there's I mean Demon. I thought it was Demon Hunters movie
yeah,
actually was
Demon
Demon
Slayer, yeah.
Slayer. Yeah, Demon
Yeah,
Slayer
I
was one of the like I think won the box office one weekend this year.
it did and there was a big Jujutsu Kaisen movie out too.
I know that
Um
yeah.
but but I don't really do the shonen franchise
Oh
stuff
yeah, no, I
so
got you
much.
there.
I mostly will go for like standalone stuff. when
Mm,
they bring it out. There wasn't any Studio Ghibli film this year.
no, and
Um, yeah. So
that's
let's just
one of
say,
those you can't really count on unless Hayao wants to work.
yeah.
And you know,
Oh, geez. I'm just let me look at my. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do.
mm.
I'm gonna pull up the Rotten Tomatoes like recent horror movies list, and I'm gonna give you just scan through it real quick. You can edit this out if you want to,
All
and
right, all right.
I'm gonna give you another one because I feel like I need to give you at least a third one here. Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes top for movies 25. They do keep a list
Yeah.
of like recent ones. Oh,
S-
Together was pretty damn good.
I
The monkey I liked.
mhm.
Um, oh, Good Boy. Let's put Good Boy on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the movie
Yeah.
where the horror, you know about this, the horror
Right.
movie from the perspective of a dog,
Yes.
and it almost seems crazy that it hasn't been done before until you see the featurette at the end, and like this doesn't really spoil anything, but like Indy, the dog in the film, is not a canine actor, okay, and they show you a lot of outtakes where he's doing things he's
Uh,
not supposed to be doing, and they emphasize Indy does not know that he's in a movie. So
mm. But
it's like
yeah,
you
it's
know
like
they
James Gunn pretty much putting his dog in as crypto in a sense.
yeah, yeah, like that. I think a lot of that was had to be I mean that had to be CG, a lot of it though.
Right. Yeah, but
Oh, The Long Walk was fucking good too.
mhm.
We I can swear on this, right?
I like to keep it PG-13, but
Okay, fair enough, fair
we're
enough.
yeah, we you get one.
I get one. Okay, so beat me if you want to.
Yeah,
I'll
don't
try
no
and
worries.
keep
It
it
yeah,
clean from here on
just
out.
don't go. I mean, there's times where it's like, oh well, I don't really know what I'm getting into, and then okay, all right, we'll just put the E tag on that one.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't gonna censor the cast of The Crow when I finally dropped that. So,
yeah,
when
fair enough.
so yeah, don't worry too much about it. But it is, essentially what we're going to discuss is Pompo the Cinephile, which is
Yeah.
pretty, aside from the establishment that the producer Pompo primarily makes B movies, and
Hmm.
it's explained why she does that. Uh, we open with this, you know, uh, like it's an interesting movie in the sense that it really creates an alternative Hollywood, and I love the fact that they incorporate cats into everything. Uh,
Nollywood.
right, and the Academy
The Academy Awards,
Awards,
yeah.
yes. For those unaware, the Japanese do not say meow; they say meow. Or
Yeah. Nyan.
yeah,
Nyan.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Just think of the little Yan Cat video back in the day, and you got the right noise. So the Academy Awards are shaped like cats, so
Hmm.
which I'm all for, obviously, as the CatBus. But
Yep.
but it starts with our protagonist Gene, who's a
Hmm.
PA, and he's gets to edit this movie Marine with Mystery. I can't remember her name.
Mistia. He does the
Mistia.
trailers, what he does. Yeah.
He cuts the trailer, and everything kind of comes together. The entire point of Popo's decision making is essentially like actors have to have that sparkle in the eye. They have to grasp you. But
But
who
not
she
directors. But not
but yes,
directors.
no, whoever is going to be, behind the scenes is, they're outcasts. All they have is the cinema, and that's who
And
she trusts most. So, she when
maybe we should
after
explain who she is.
okay, yeah, you can go with that on Pompo.
Yeah. Okay, so Pompo is obviously the person that the film is named after, and she is the granddaughter of a famous director. She's become what's considered to be a B movie producer. So she's essentially like Hollywood royalty or Hollywood royalty, right?
Right.
And she hasn't made any. She's the movies she makes are successful, but she hasn't made like an Academy bait or like an awards bait movie before.
Mm.
So she's ambitious, right? And also you should she's like 4 feet tall. Uh,
Right. Well, as I say,
she's
it's interesting how this is a very Western story or setting, but and I think that's where I can't say it's a great introduction to anime because I think people have to get used
no,
to those odd tropes, like Pompo
yeah,
being 4 feet tall, the hand
she's a
gestures,
Lolita is what she is.
right?
Yeah,
The hand gestures they make in Japan, the big eye moments. This isn't where you want to start if you're
no, it is not.
getting into anime. If you want, I'd say a movie about movies. Well, it's not really that in a sense, but I would say, oh no, it is. Millennium Actress
Yeah.
Satoshi Kon. Uh,
Yeah, no, that's a 5-star movie. Like
yes.
one of Satoshi Kon, one of the best anime producers. Life cut,
Mhm.
tragically short, made like just banger after banger while he was all like active though. From
Yes.
Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, great stuff.
Paprika. Yeah. So, all right, but yep. So Pompo has Gene, has him cut a trailer, shows he can work, and she's found an aspiring actress who has no skills, as she says. No, too bad she can't act. And
Yeah.
but she thinks these are the perfect combination needed to make her uh Arya. There we go. Let's go right to that.
Yeah.
The story of her. But it's supposed to be the story for Gene. And there you go. It's the making of this movie and the trials and tribulations.
And Gene, as with Gene, is the first time director.
Yes.
Yeah. So Pompo puts a lot of faith and power in his hands to make this film a reality.
Mm.
Meister is the name of the film.
Right. Which, yeah, so suspension of disbelief really comes in the last act.
Yes, it does.
And I would suggest that it even has the I would say it, like even goes to a point where it's like Lord of the Rings level uh Return of the King, okay, and cut on Frodo and Sam, and Sam, or cut on
Mhm.
nobody bows to you. And
Yeah. And
yeah,
then we
so
have several codas afterwards. So
correct.
yeah.
And I think we kind of get that vibe in this feature as well. Because eventually, after getting the film all in the can, it's to the edit, and that's where the real uh aggravation comes in, or the real challenge is. Because you have
Yeah.
72 hours worth of film shot, and
Okay. So I had a
G
question for you
Mhm.
about this.
Yeah.
So modern, like 21st century editing rooms are not like one dude in a room with 72 hours of film. Is that correct?
Well, it's all digital now, so there's actually not going to be any physical film. That's a kind of a
Right.
nice little callback when the Pompo's grandfather, who never gets Gene's name right, even calls him, "Oh, you're Hawk and Animal from the Road Warriors." No, it's
These time it's
Gene.
like
We've
Gene Dace, Gene Dace.
yes. So there's a scene where Gene's trying to figure out how he's going to get this edit done in 2 weeks, and ask advice from him, and he's just having fun with the old film splicer, taking
Yeah.
unused film, says, "Oh no, I'm trying to make my own narrative just for kicks." Um, no, you could I don't know what a modern editing room looks like, but no, it's everything being digital now. Very little space is
Yeah.
needed. Um, but I would imagine it's not one guy in the room
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
because like I have to I don't look that closely at film credits for like this kind of thing, but I have to assume there's like assistant editors and stuff who help out with this stuff.
Well, I don't usually think that at least for a first feature, that the director usually gets the edit.
No, which is
I
another
mean,
odd thing, but they have to keep it all squarely on Gene. You know, that's one of the
yes.
conceits.
hmm I mean, it's a like Kevin Smith had Scott Mosier, as his editor forever, and then then Smith eventually like, yeah, Scott, you want to do a cameo,
Yeah,
and cuts his own movies now. But I think also with that, with Smith, it's like, well, no critic is actually going to give my movie the time of day, so
yeah, and
I'm
he
going to do
said
what
as
I
much. He
want.
said these movies are not for critics. I remember he got some flack from that, so
Right.
for
Oh
saying
no,
that.
I happen to like Yoga Hosers. I think it did everything that it went out to do. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, so it's but no, I mean Smith after Cop Out knows he couldn't work in the system.
right.
Uh, so
And apparently he didn't get along with Bruce Willis too well either.
yeah,
That's the
that's a weird one because I think they probably got a long fine during Live Free or Die Hard, but no, it's very tough to figure out anything with Willis during the last 15 years,
hmm
sadly.
yeah.
So uh but as we were saying, Gene's the actor and the unknown actress, that's another parallel as Pompo is using her star to basically shape her. And so I would say the movie Meister is about a down on his luck composer, and he's got to go.
Yeah.
He goes to Switzerland to find his muse or find his love for music again, and that's where we have Lily, and essentially it's basically I would say how Mr. Holland's Opus meets the Sound of Music.
Yeah, it kind of is like it's like the whole the tortured artist who has to find their love for their craft again. You know, it's a
Yeah,
kind of it's a bit of a cliched story.
right.
Um, and like I think one of the interesting things to me, well, I guess it's not that interesting, but like the name of the guy who plays Dalbert, the composer, is Martin Braddock, which
hmm
sounds the greatest actor of his generation, which you will notice sounds very similar to Marlon Brando.
Mm.
Um, but he doesn't look like Marlon Brando very much. I think he looks more like Gene Hackman to me.
Um. Oh, I would say probably more of a Christopher Plummer.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Again, even pulling the sound of music, and that's a nice little thing they have throughout this movie. I mean, it's a love letter to cinema. Like
hmm
as Gene is reading the Meister script, you see his clock on his phone, and it's Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. So it's
Oh,
so
I
real.
didn't notice that. That's a good catch.
Yeah, it's a. So I'm just going through my notes. So, I mean, the movie immediately pops out at you. Like I'm surprised for a 90-minute feature, that you're going with this very stylized CG, trying to make like the opening ceremony of the Academy Awards um, look extra special. And then you get to the entire editing sequence where you go inside Gene's head. And I would say this is
hmm
actually really a grounded movie. I mean, um, because as I was recording an episode today, which is really just me publishing an old episode from an old feed about This Is Spinal Tap,
Yeah.
because of recent incidents with the recent murder of the Reiners, Rob and
Rob Reiner,
Michelle.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah, very
it's a
sad.
yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people never. A lot of people thinks he was way too political. His I mean,
Yeah.
there's a South Park episode about it essentially,
Oh,
but
okay.
he was a this Seth Meyers did a great eulogy for him essentially, and basically this guy's mind for comedy is was still always there, and he's just took it in so many directions, and I can't say I really saw anything after A Few Good Men of his. Um,
Hmm.
After North and Roger Ebert, I hated this movie, and that's a guy who's seen 2,000 movies. Uh,
Right.
uh, you can't. It took a lot to get his name back, um, but it's this is
And I
Spinal
guess,
Tap. That's all it really needs to be said.
yeah, absolutely. And I guess I guess that Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, must have been his last movie, right? He directed
Yes,
that, didn't he?
yes, he
Yeah.
did. Yep. I have not gotten around to it again.
Nor
Um,
have I.
right, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to look at the HBO Max top stuff right this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is again, it Pop Cinephile is the right, you Papa not necessarily a cinephile. She's had to, I mean, she goes on and says she hates long movies primarily because her grandfather was the one who raised her and
Hmm.
made her watch those movies. Like there's even a scene where to establish that, oh, can I borrow the viewing room? Well, what are you gonna watch? Um,
Cinema
Cinema
Paradiso.
Paradiso. Oh, so
Which is almost 3 hours long, apparently.
yes,
I've not
right.
seen it,
No,
but
I haven't
yeah.
seen it either, but it's a legendary film, and but I mean
Now,
it's mm,
there was like a fairly jokey reason that I wanted you to watch this one.
yes.
Uh,
Oh, that's the punchline. It ends up being the punchline of the movie, but
yeah.
Pompo makes it clear. Nah, 90 minutes. That's the sweet spot. Don't abuse the audience's attention. And
Yeah.
essentially, she makes the argument that anything longer, you're actually holding the audience hostage.
Hmm. Yep.
So, mhm.
Just as she was when her grandfather was forcing her to watch Paradiso, or Cinema
Yes.
Paradiso, in like
So,
a flashback scene in which she's trying to escape over the couch, and he kind of
mhm.
cartoonily pulls her back and sits her down in front of him.
Yeah, that's but uh, but that plays a major part in the end because it's like, you know, this is when I think of movies about composers right now, the immediate one that comes to mind is Tar with Kate Blanchett.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that is a long ass movie.
Yeah.
So, and basically by the end of this, it's just so reminiscent of The Artist,
Hmm.
Best Picture 2011, and I don't think it won director. I think that was when Inarritu won it for Gravity, but
Okay.
did not win Best Picture. Um,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I mean, I knew all these actors going into it, so I was interested in that one just because I knew Jean Dujardin from the OSS 17 rebooted series, which is a very satirical take on James Bond, essentially.
Okay. Okay.
Like I've only seen two of the. I think there's only three of them. Two of them is the first one is Operation Cairo. Then they do one in Rio, and I can't recall what the third one is. The
I've not even
Cairo.
heard of these.
Oh,
It
okay,
seems like,
yeah.
yeah, like were they like UK only or something, or
They're French films. Like
Oh,
the
okay. Well,
yeah
there's the
the
reason there.
right the artist is a French. It was French directed. It's just
Hmm.
to avoid all those issues, they shot it silently.
Right. Okay.
So, but
Hmm.
basically, by the end of this movie, like, well, we get there. So you get to the point where the edit it would have just can't be completed because Gene thinks there's just needs would be one more scene
One more scene.
to make it all fit together, and that involves reshoots. And the trailer was supposed, the film was supposed to be shown to the producers, the sponsors, and basically it doesn't happen because they need to get more money. And obviously, well, we're not going to get the movie we wanted in time, so you're not
Yeah.
going to see the money from us. So it is fun to get that inside baseball element, I would say, um, of
Can I talk about what happens next? Because it's the part
yeah.
that I have the most problem with within the
Okay.
movie, kind of structurally.
Mm.
So we have a another character kind of introduced earlier in the film,
Yes,
who
Alan.
Alan, who is like one of Gene's classmates from high school, who's now working at a bank, and he doesn't really like it very much because he doesn't
Right.
really care about what he's doing. He's got no passion for it.
Mm.
So he he finds out that Gene has been making movies, which Gene was always known as kind of like the geeky film guy in his school, seemingly.
Yeah.
And Alan's like, "Wow, that's cool that you did that." And he kind of like takes a shine to Gene. Later on, he's hanging out at his bank and he sees a proposal for an investment in Meister. So he takes it. He talks to Pompo. He's like, "Okay, we're gonna have my bankroll this. I'm gonna convince them to do it." So he makes a pitch to the bank. When the big scene comes where he has like an investors meeting or something along those lines. All the big
Mm.
wigs at the bank are there, and they're about to leave when he plays like a reel of all the members of the cast and production crew talking about what that film means to them. Then then he reveals that he has been recording and streaming the meeting to like worldwide, and that
Mm.
everyone has seen how much seen what the execs are doing. And then he also reveals that they've started a crowdfunding campaign and already met their goal very quickly. He uses that to convince them that, hey, you're being watched and we know this is going to work, so you better invest. It's really weird. And I also think it kind of steals the thunder a little bit from the main cast because this is
Mm.
essentially the climax of the movie.
Right.
And
As I said, we had so many points where you could stop.
yeah, and instead it's kind of the fire is kind of taken by Alan,
Mm.
who's the one who makes the go. Now, this is based on a web comic, right? So
Mm.
they not like a normal manga series. I don't know how, I have not read it. I don't know how faithfully it was translated, but I suspect that what happened here was they were working through the beats with what was given to them from the web comic.
Well,
And
and
this is where the climax kind of landed.
and I would say that's pretty common in
Yeah.
Japanese, at least manga adaptations. Like, I think the last Takeshi Miike movie that I saw was Blade of the Immortal, and
Mm.
I love Miike. Uh, Audition, Itchy the Killer, Dead or Alive.
Hmm.
I mean, I can run them all off. Sukiyaki Western Django.
Yeah.
Um, it, but like I watch Blade of the Immortal, and it's like, oh god, damn, does it have to be 2.5 hours long? And then I think back to manga adaptation of the OVAs of uh, Battle Angel Alita,
Yeah. Hmm.
and like, okay, well, that's what happened in the comic, I guess. They're just being loyal to it, and then it's like when, and I happen to like Alita Battle Angel, um, probably
The
more
James
for
Cameron
yeah,
rendition.
Rodriguez directed, yeah,
Oh,
and
was it Rodriguez directed? I didn't realize
yeah,
that.
no, it was Cameron's project, but he owes 20th century films at least two or three more avatars. Um, so, I'm watching it, and it's like, no, this is good. This is good. Why are we doing this story though? I know it didn't work. I didn't think it worked. Why are we
Yeah.
take some liberties? You're Jim frickin' Cameron.
Yeah.
Uh, so
It's,
so I would
and I
imagine
just
it probably very true to the webcomic.
Yeah, it does seem like it. It's funny you should mention Battle Angel because I just watched the original OVAs like in the past week, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I actually think that they cut some stuff because it's only an hour long, right, with those two,
I
and the
think
James Cameron
45 minutes a shot.
it's
I
not
think the J
much.
well, I think the so two parts, about 90 minutes. I think James Cameron throws a lot of like I think the entire sport element to it
Yeah,
uh, is thrown into
which we don't get in the we don't get in the
the
OVAs. Yeah,
right. So, um, but no, otherwise it hits at pretty much every other beat. Um,
it
like you could
does.
go like you. I guess the big thing is you just didn't want to do a Ghost in the Shell and get that heat.
Yeah,
Which was uncalled for. I'd say just because the major is a robot.
right.
It doesn't gender would I mean race would not really matter, especially in a cyberpunk world.
Mm.
That's
Now,
kind of Blade Runner adjacent.
yeah, I didn't see the Scarlett Johansson version, so I
Yeah.
can't really comment.
Well,
Um,
it
yeah.
ends up just being like telling the story of a human trying to figure out who's in a robot, the ghost trying to figure out where she came from. It that kind of
Oh, right.
journey instead of like, well, couldn't the ghost just be AI thrown? Again, the major doesn't really know where she's from anyhow. That's kind of the point. So,
As I guess so. I guess sounds like they definitely took some liberties with that.
right.
Um, yeah, it definitely is not the Ghost in the Shell story that I know.
Well,
Um,
you go back to the movie, that's definitely not I think it was not Makoto Shinkai.
Makoto
M-
Kusanagi,
oh
Major
no,
Kusanagi.
I know the name of Kusanagi. No, Shiro. I was trying to think of the author's name.
Wasn't it? Oh no,
Masamu Mas I thought Masamune Shiro, I think.
I'm not sure who the original author was, but that
Yeah.
sounds right. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and he was
Yeah, you got
behind
it right.
like yeah, but I think he was the director anyhow, so I think that was kind of like no,
Oh, it
the
was Otomo who
director
was the director of that.
no, so Masamune wrote it. It was Mamoru
Oh,
Oshii.
Oshii. I'm sorry. I get
Yeah,
Oshii and Otomo mixed up all the time.
right. So, yeah, oh no, yeah. So that's well, that's just get people get confused when they watch Memories, I suppose. Uh,
Mm, yeah.
but the point is, at least with the Ghost in the Shell movie, Shiro wanted to be different than his manga, and then I guess the
Mm,
real Ghost in the Shell, if you're looking for an adaptation in anime, would be the standalone complex.
yeah.
So,
I've got all the both seasons on
mm,
Blu-ray. It's a trip. It's both seasons are like worth your while.
mm. So let's see, and it going back to Pompo, it was like again the inside baseball, but this kind of like the scattershot nature of this film because it jumps all of the time. Um, it more or less is a slideshow being narrated, a PowerPoint presentation, dare I say, would be one.
Maybe a bit. It's like it cuts a lot, which isn't typical of the anime. I think
Mm,
it's cut in a way that's visually interesting.
yes.
Um, I like that about it. It definitely
Hmm.
keeps it definitely keeps you popping from scene to scene. It doesn't seem like there's maybe a little bit where Gene is trying to figure out his first cut of Meister that dragged for me, where he's editing like two scenes and it just isn't that interesting.
But
But
well, then I guess it's just what the if you're an aspiring filmmaker, I guess it's like, all right, I'm watching the scenes and like I don't even know what all the footage is, but it comes down to no, I'm kind of getting into it. No, you can cut it this way. And I'm
yeah,
watching to see if he breaks the 180 degree. I can't remember what they call that wall. Uh, it's a forbidden, like
not the fourth wall.
no, it's not the fourth wall.
Okay.
It's a an idea like you really only get three sides of a scene
Okay.
when you shoot. I mean, you don't get bullet time or you get
Okay.
or yeah, that's just a rule. It's just a rule of direction that
Okay.
yeah, you got to keep that all lined up. Um so I'm looking at this like, no, you can do it this way or cut this. So you see all these footage and it's like, well, and I started wanting to play around with it essentially.
Yeah.
So that scene intrigued me in that sense, but it's I guess the thing is you always get a vibe that everything is fitting in too perfectly.
Yeah. It really does that, and especially okay, so here's the story pitched to from me to you. Okay. It's a story of a first-time director who makes a 90-minute movie and wins an Academy Award for it.
Mm.
It would never happen. Not in a million
Well,
years.
I as a well, I can't recall. Yeah, I can't recall a first time director. I mean, you even go back to Citizen Kane, which
Hmm.
is generally considered the greatest film of all time,
Sure.
and it was a bomb, and Orson Welles never recovered, and he just directed the greatest movie of all time. Yeah, he's eventually voicing his last role is voicing Omnitron in
Omicron in the
Transformers
Transformers movie. Yeah.
movie. Yeah. Um, and
Oh wait, is that the name of that character? I can't. I'm not. Now it's gonna bug me.
yeah, no,
It's.
it's
I'll look it up later.
yeah. I think it's no. The sad thing is, I got the toy in my room. Like somebody returned that at my job, and it's like, well, nobody's gonna grab it then. And it's only like maybe a 6-inch figure, which doesn't do it justice, but yeah, so I guess that the idea that everything kind of fits so perfectly almost is a bug, not a feature.
Yeah.
Um
Unicron.
Unicron. Okay, I thought Omni. Um I knew
No,
it was all
you had me going there.
yeah.
There is a transformer called Omicron, though. I found that out
Mm,
just now while I was searching for this.
yeah. So um let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pompo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like what really hit me. This is my second watch of this movie, and what
Mm-hmm.
really hit me is that it makes a lot of very early on, especially makes a lot of very sweeping statements about like what makes a good film and what's going to make a successful film,
Right.
which delivered very confidently
Mm-hmm.
and but also very suspect. Like for instance, Pompo will say, um, "What the movie will be successful as long as the lead heroine is attractive." Right.
Well, in a B movie sense, which is what is her challenge, is like, and she wears it proudly that she's a schlock
Yeah.
producer for the most part. Um, she's not wrong. Um, Now, would this make bank at the theater? Probably not, but uh, in the days of the video stores, yes, this is and I think the entire point of that is to play on the concept of Roger Corman.
Mm,
Roger Corman, like there's a YouTube channel I always watch. A lot of time at autoplay, so I'm seeing the same videos over again, and I don't give a crap. It's
right.
called the Bad Movie Bible,
Okay.
and so obviously we get a lot of Roger Corman or a lot of statements when you see the same shot from Battle Beyond the Stars being used in other movies. And these a lot of his videos are like copying blockbusters or so
Right.
that's typical.
But
The
Roger
last
Corman.
right, but Roger Corman, he gave
Yeah.
us Ron Howard, Joe Dante. I mean, hell, found
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, Dennis Hopper. There's
Yeah.
just an image when he's bringing up how during the Mad Max exploitation movies, he's they show an image of him getting his honorary Academy Award, and they show Ron Howard, Alan Arkin, Joe Dante, and in the back some fan, and that's Tarantino. So, um, so yeah, so this is basically the idea that, well, just because you make stuff for the masses doesn't mean you don't have an artist in you. And there's the scene where
Mhm.
Gene gets that script, and it's like, oh, it's amazing that a B movie producer, that's what you think of me.
Yeah.
Um, and the last couple of Decembers on this podcast, I've pulled out some old feeds, old episodes from Pod when I was on Podbean. Do not
Hmm.
suggest them just because they are pretty much just a right wing. Um,
I just found
they,
them hard to use when I was looking around
you see, I
for
didn't have
stuff.
that. It took me there were times where it was very hard to use, times where it was very easy though. But you get enough emails saying, "Oh, well, here you go. Here's who we recommend you listen to: Glenn Beck, Ben
Yeah.
Shapiro."
Yeah.
And I'm watching another YouTuber. He's got a lot of channels. Simon Whistler, a Brit out of Prague, and
Hmm.
he's bringing up how some of these hateful people. Well, and he found the Podbean platform, and like, oh shit. All right, I'm glad I got out of that. But
Yeah.
pulling old episodes from that feed, like last month, the last two Decembers have been Mark L. Lester months. Mark L. Lester's probably going to be best remembered for Cobra Commando. Um, and I happen to Commando. He broke out with the class of 1984.
Hmm.
Uh, and then he decided, yeah, I'm just going to do the Roger Corman thing. So,
Okay.
um, like the class of 1999 movies are a lot of fun, or at least the first one's a lot of fun, where it's basically let's put Terminators in school.
I feel like I've heard of that. Is it Class of '99, you said, right?
Class of 1999, yes.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is weird because he Class of 1984 is an exploitation film
Hmm.
about the like how basically what the right thinks public schools are.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and
Like a bit of agitprop, like B movie agitprop.
right. So
Yeah.
it's a definitely recommend 84, 99. When Mark L. Lesser, I'd say Showdown in Little Tokyo is probably my favorite still.
Hmm.
Um, and like the sequel to Class of 99, 1999, 1999 Part 2, The Substitute is I think Sasha Mitchell's the guy's name. He was uh just the blockhead type person who was really smart on Step by Step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really watched that one, but
No,
I get the trope.
right. So yeah. So that's the Pompo. It just leads me to ask, is Pompo supposed to be a movie producer or more of a muse in her own sense?
She's a little bit of both in this. She's definitely Jean's muse, right?
Yes.
Because it's suggested through film. Like there's a moment when he's talking to this other director and who's advising him to find one person and make a movie for them, and
Hmm.
he's looking right at Pompo in the background while he's saying it, right?
Right.
So Pompo is his muse in this movie. She's certainly a producer. I don't know if their idea of what a producer is actually what a producer is. Because it's also another big sweeping statement made early on that a producer's job is spotting talent. I don't know if that's really the case. I always thought a producer was more about getting the money together. Um, but I
Well,
could be wrong about that.
I guess in the argument for it is that a producer, um, going back to Roger Corman, it's basically
Yeah,
like he's got an idea and he's got to find somebody to make it. Um, and from
yeah, and
there, and you look at producers like Charles Band of Full Moon Features
mm,
and Roger Corman, they uh they come up with the ideas and they look for the talent to make them. Uh, they facilitate the money, which Pompo does do, and that's the entire problem with the missing scene incident. We didn't really plan for post production. That's one of my
yeah.
favorite quick jokes in Mystery Science Theater 3000. I think they've used it a few times. It's like, oh, we'll fix it in post. What the hell's post? A-
Yeah,
And
that sounds about right for them. I think
right.
what I'm thinking of is maybe like, bigger budget movies. I don't think the producer's running around looking for actors in that case. You got like a casting director for that probably.
Well, it all depends on what you're looking to take in. It goes back
Yeah.
to say Roger Corman and now Markel Lester. It's like uh for Markel
Maybe all
Lester,
I'm doing
it's
is proving I don't know the movie business tonight. I don't know.
well, I don't necessarily know you're wrong, but I think it's like the idea that oh, that's a cute scene where Pompo's as they're talking about, oh yeah, the film has been shot. Now the real work begins with the edit, and
Yeah.
Pompo's got her standing on her tippy toes to drink a milkshake from a straw, and
Yeah,
the glass
yeah.
is tilted. Um, no, the so when you look at say a Roger Corman or Charles Band casting directors, no, that's an extra. That's somebody extra you got to pay.
Yeah.
And I would say most auteurs would probably scoff at the concept of casting director.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like I always joke, so I like to write. I didn't grow up a big reader. Um I could go, break that down however you'd like. But uh
It is
it
what it is,
right, yeah.
You find your passion eventually.
Right. So, but when it comes down to writing stories and such, it's like I always like the idea of the at least auteur theory.
Mm.
And this is something that was brought up when I was at a Doctor Who convention over Thanksgiving weekend. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's no longer yours. It's like, yeah, like I chose to go into writing screenplays because I don't want to be that person at the book signing books for my readers and hearing one reader say, I imagined it like, no, no. Did I say you could use your imagination? No, this is a reason like I like the idea of auteur theory just because like, no, I chose this. I chose that. This is my story. It's not yours.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Archer theory is kind of hard to get away from. I've never studied it, but it seems pretty obvious that if you had seen one Quentin Tarantino movie, you had seen Pulp Fiction, and then
Mm.
someone showed you Hateful Eight, Do you think you'd be able to recognize that as a Quentin Tarantino movie, having never seen or heard of it before?
Well, I would say with well, the first three Tarantino movies were pretty easy to spot and figure out. Reservoir Dogs,
Sure.
and then you could see, oh yeah, I could definitely see this coming from the same guy who did Reservoir Dogs. And people were kind of disappointed because it wasn't as lively when Jackie Brown came along. And I
Sure.
think,
Sure.
I think that's when Tarantino finally made a change. Like you can hear it, his dialogue's the same everywhere. That's how you know
Yeah.
it's a Tarantino movie until some would say it was Kill Bill, which has some beautifully directed shots. I can't say there's any I mean, there was no ambitious direction in a Tarantino movie
The point I'm trying to
until Kill
make,
Bill.
though,
But what? Well,
the
no,
point,
I'm just saying. Like I know the script. I know how he shot the first two movies, so I can spot the third.
yeah.
And then he flips it on its head in the
Okay. Maybe
2000s.
it was a bad example, but you get what I'm trying to say here.
Right. Well, it's like saying John Carpenter. I can tell you a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
Um, so John Carpenter can't move a camera. I'm just saying it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Looking back on Halloween, I can kind of see that.
right. Oh, well, I mean, Big Trouble in Little China,
Mm,
um like it's one of the best action movies of the 80s, but there's really not that much action. Like
yeah.
at least captured. So that's
Man, back in the 80s, you could make a movie about a trucker like you wouldn't believe.
oh, well, I mean it's again goes back to the cocaine helped in the 80s, but
Yeah, yeah.
um that's a panel I've been trying to pass around this year is Rad or Bad, the movies in 1986. Like,
Mm,
and the premise basically being like, okay, Top Gun, biggest movie of 1986. Well, movie about a Navy pilot. So before that comes out, you have TriStar Pictures releasing a movie about an Air Force
yeah.
pilot. Or like oh, you have American Tail, mice in the 19th century. Oh, Disney tried to beat him to the punch with the Great Mouse Detective.
Mm.
Victorian mice. What's the difference? That's a premise. Haven't heard from Fan Expo NOLA, but I'll probably try to get down there anyhow. But I
Cool.
digress.
Cool,
But
cool.
yeah, so um the 80s were and I guess you could go and say Pompo is more about paying tribute with the entire B movie concept. I mean, those are basically 80s or stuff that still work in Japan and Asia, I would say.
Yeah.
Because the only thing we really get from Asia when it comes to action is Hong Kong action, or
The occasional
it's
Japanese action film or something. Sion
well, yeah,
Sono or something like that.
right, but it's essentially at least when it comes to Japanese, if it's not it's got to be Japanese, Korean, it kind of has to be disturbing in some way to get our attention, or at
And
least
it's
American
true.
audience. Yeah. Like I love I Saw the Devil,
Mm.
but is
Oh,
it
that was Park Chan Wook. Is it that Park Chan?
yeah.
No, that's not
No,
Park
no,
Chan.
that's not
Oh,
Park
is it
Chan
Park Chan
Wook.
Wook?
Park Chan
Yeah, I
Wook
can't
was
remember who
Old
that
Boy.
is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously we haven't figured out how to do Korean movies right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spike Lee. Um,
Kim Ji Woon
right,
was
okay.
I Saw the Devil.
Yeah, I think he ended up doing a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie,
Mm.
the Last Stand, I think it was called, where Schwarzenegger's small town sheriff is like the last line of defense before a cartel comes through. Um,
The Last Stand,
yep,
2013.
right. Like, oh, that's interesting. Oh no, no, we're not gonna wait. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
But
so it's mm,
yeah, Pompo. It's one the interesting thing to me, the thing that really stuck out to me the first time I saw it was it's a kind of Hollywood film interpreted through like a very anime-esque lens, right? Um I found on the second watching that kind of that had kind of worn off on me, and there was just I was able to see the more of the flaws that the film had this time, but I
Hmm.
didn't really stop me from enjoying it
Oh,
regardless.
oh no. It's an enjoyable feature, as I say. You get that end like it it just becomes too sweet by the end that
Mm,
as a type 2 diabetic, that's
yeah.
dangerous. Um
And
it's a
like it's very much has like the shonen aspect of it. That's like
okay.
if you have the hard work,
Mm,
if you have the focus, everything's going to come out right in the end.
right.
You know,
And yeah,
almost like a
that's just
sports anime. Yeah.
yeah, sports anime, definitely. It's just what, as a couple of guys in their 40s, it's like
Hmm.
bullshit. I mean, it like um I will say I was able to sell my passion to my wrestling trainer who I
Mm.
was going through a real tough time as I'm training. And, he pulled me aside and said, "Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to cut it. Do you want to be a referee? Do you want to be a manager? What do you think?" And I go and like, no, I just got to clear my head. That's where I'm at. It's my head space. It's not an inability to have the talent. And
Right.
I was not going to be well, it really goes back to how you're trained and if you were trained
Hmm.
to begin with. Sorry, Peoria wrestling. Um, it's uh, but I was able to convince and sell him like, no, just have the faith. And then we get to the training session that day, and he tells us about the guy he cut. They're like, "Oh,
Mm.
he's no longer with us. I offered to make him a manager or a referee, and he didn't. He felt insulted. So, geez, and it's like,
Oh
well,
man.
at least I know I was better than that guy. If I was able, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it just gives you that that fall. It's kind of like it shouldn't have ended as perfectly as it does.
Yeah.
Is
I
what
would
is what it really comes down to. Like a movie that's crowdfunded ain't making any bank.
no.
Okay. Um, like
Yeah.
I could see Martin and even Lily winning an Academy Awards. Um, but maybe the script, but
Not Gene. Sorry,
no,
Gene.
well, no. Yeah, the new guy's not gonna get it. Um, like
And
e- e-
yeah,
everything like it's basically like all you have to do is find that person to believe in you.
yeah.
And so many artists are still, and I'm not saying that's not true, but are you going to live long enough? Are you going to have the patience and discipline? It's not just going to happen for you. And this movie skips all that. It skips the struggle.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get that with Lily, as she's working as a flagger on a construction crew,
Hmm.
can't afford acting lessons. That's all real stuff. But basically, I guess Pompo is made to be a god in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know I can choose. I will find the right thing. And
Yeah. You can just
it
see them the both touching fingers like in the Sistine Chapel, right?
right.
Gene reaching down and touching or Pompo reaching down and touching Gene's finger.
So this could have probably worked better as a television series,
Mm.
or you know how we could. I don't know how it works in Japan necessarily. I don't know if they have the Adult Swim or
They
uh
have the way I understand it, they have more R-rated stuff or even like on later at night,
Well,
typically.
what I'm more or less suggesting is, do they have the 11-minute program? You're
Mm.
like, I think they have had stuff like that online.
Mm. There's
But
definitely some things on Crunchyroll that are about that in length.
right, so
Yeah.
yeah, so there's like you could without having any struggle aside from working yourself to death. um,
Right. You know,
mhm,
one part of like the shonen sports formula or just shonen formula that they may have embraced more was the fact that sometimes the hero fails, right? And has to pick themselves back up from that failure and move on, especially in sports anime. That seems to
mhm,
happen a lot. And like Gene, Gene definitely shouldn't have, even with Pompo's help, maybe shouldn't have succeeded perfectly on the first try. Um,
mhm.
and like at the end, I think it'd be almost be a more interesting and satisfying ending if they went to all that effort and then the movie is a flop.
Well, and as I say, the movie would be a flop. You can't
Yeah.
you can't crowdfund something expected to make that money.
Hmm.
Now could it would it have cleared out the Independent Spirit Awards? Yeah, I'd say that's
Sure.
fair. Um, no, but that would imply like, oh, we're gonna have to have a sequel. Like if Rocky would have won the first bout with Apollo Creed,
Apollo Creed, yeah.
there'd be no franchise.
Hmm.
No, the only
True.
the only reason we came back for Rocky 2 was for the rematch, and this time we knew Rocky was going to win. Like
Yeah.
Rocky had to win. Um,
Yeah.
and that's the uh so I guess I can appreciate that this concludes with everything you ever wanted, Willy Wonka happily ever after stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was Willy Wonka who said, "You know what happened to the guy who got everything that he wanted? No? Well, he lived happily ever after."
I don't remember. Yeah, maybe that was Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Mm.
Either way, though, I guess it makes it a difficult conclusion to swallow. And
Yes.
that's true in any viewing, you
Right.
know?
And going back to Willy Wonka, I guess. Well, Wonka goes and tears Charlie a new asshole before, like, just to you know, really challenge him. Are you this pure of heart person? And you know, but you have to take it away from him. And
Yeah.
the entire Alan character brought into it. Yeah, that he needed to be more fleshed out to begin with.
Hmm.
Um, Instead of just being, oh, he's the guy who picked up his notebook and wasn't an asshole to him.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, and I think I do appreciate that Gene looks like anxiety incarnate.
He does. He's
So,
got, if you look at the picture of the character, he's dressed like a schlub, he's
mm,
kind of like a collared shirt and baggy trousers on.
yeah,
He's got huge eyes
I
with like tiny little pupil irises
right.
and
No
like
shot,
dark
no,
bags
no.
under his eyes.
Well, that
Yeah.
that is a nice thing about you don't have any sparkle in your eyes, and I
Yeah.
appreciate they did that. But yeah, he's never not having, you know, not being bloodshot. Like
Hmm.
there's that line when Lily comes in as he's like, "You look like a panda." It's like, I don't know, like, looks like the same guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, by
but
the way,
they let. Oh,
did you watch a dub or sub, or is there even a dub?
I I purchased the first thing that came up on Apple. I
Hmm.
could go. I have it running in my peripheral. Like I'd like to have the movie in my peripheral, like just so it's like, oh God, we're running long ourselves.
Right,
Let's
fair
get out of
enough.
the let's get out of there. We're not. We're 27 minutes. We're just getting to the entire banking thing. It's like have you ever seen the you're a horror fan. Have you ever seen Mayhem with Steven Yeun and
I know about it. It's on my list.
yeah,
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I'm a Shudder subscriber, so
Yeah,
I
it just popped
um
up on there recently, I recall.
yeah, I think it was a show Samara Weaving, which gets me now I think about that gets me pumped for Ready or Not 2. But
Yeah.
um
Samara Weaving and what's that other like sort of horror starlet who's in there?
Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton, who is
Yeah.
Lisa Frankenstein. Yeah.
Or she was the protagonist in Freaked.
Freaked. Yeah, she
Freaky,
was
Freaky.
also
Yeah.
she was also
It-
oh yeah, Freaky was fun.
yeah,
And
and
oh she was
she was the Abigail, the
Abigail.
vampire.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
And
Yeah.
I think she's in Detective Pikachu as well, but
Okay. Yeah.
um yeah, so shoot, had a thought. Um dang it.
Um let's
So
see. While
yeah.
you're searching for that,
Mhm.
Pompo. Where were we at with this? Yeah, Catherine Newton and
Uh,
now I'm casting about.
oh,
I don't know.
Steven. Okay, so the point of the matter is Mayhem. Uh, you have
Mayhem.
a right. You have a virus that goes and is only isolated to a building where you lose all your inhibitions, and
Okay, yeah.
our protagonist is the guy who won the lawsuit to prove that hey, what you do while you're under the virus's spell isn't your fault.
Yeah.
And he gets fired that day, not, takes the fall, is forced to take the fall, and then the virus breaks out in the building. They're quarantined.
Okay.
He's going to go and get his vengeance on the board meeting. So when you had this board meeting, it's like, shut it off, shut it off. This is or maybe it's just growing up in an evil capitalist society.
Sure.
You know, shouldn't there have been somebody, tackled the guy, shut it off, hear gunshot, shot before the
Yeah.
stream dies, that type of. So it just reminded me of the violence that I think would have been more appropriate. I just don't trust. Like I could see it's basically everybody's Scrooge except the guy who would be Ebenezer Scrooge,
Right.
the bank president. Oh, we're gonna have to do it. And it's like, well, you're gonna have to do it. Like I'm just saying, like, Alan should have been fired regardless if you sponsor the movie or not.
Yeah, Alan's no longer working there.
Yeah.
Alan not after recording and streaming the
Confidential
confidential
meetings.
financial
Yeah.
meeting.
I
Yeah.
lost my job at a bank over shit like that. So not that was writing a blog, blogging about my life, not mentioning names. The only one they got me on was a day where four people who spelled Steven with a PH, which
Mhm.
obviously gets on my tits, um, just four idiots. And it's like, and I, told the stories, did not mention first names, didn't mention the bank, but the bitch next to me who got herself a new banking job, the day she left, she said, "Oh, Russ writes about work."
Ah,
Like, so you were gonna go away, and you decided to go and bury the most experienced person there
nice.
because I didn't like you watching Telegram videos next to me. Like,
Yeah.
so, and now looking back to the movie, they have that montage sequence about why Gene's making this movie, and they show the audience, but before that, they show people experience tragedy, like
Yeah.
to just
Oh
suddenly
yeah,
to pull, yeah,
that
to
was so
suddenly
weird.
pull, right. Like
Yeah,
this
there's
is
like a picture of like a guy in a flood. There's like,
a person going through rehab with one
yeah.
leg,
Oh wow.
child
Yeah.
at a tombstone,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's some YouTube bullshit right there.
Yeah. That's like
So
we just have to get out. Maybe we just have to build up to like the perfect, almost perfect 90-minute movie. And what did you say? It was 90 minutes and 33 seconds, something like
90
that.
minutes and 44 seconds when it cuts
90
to the
minutes
title
34.
card. And of
Yeah.
course, the final joke is, so what did you like most about this movie? That it's exactly 90 minutes. Fade to
Yeah.
black. Which it's just one of those things like, yeah, but this movie should have been 75. And I'm
Yeah.
not and again, I'm just saying it suffers um like if you go and watch The Artist, well, there's genuine struggles the guy has. It's a silent actor who just doesn't think he can make it into talking pictures.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything works out at the end. And when you think about the movies from the 30s, which is something, um, I think you probably have more cinephiles, dare I say, in foreign countries than you do in the States. We take it all for
Sure.
granted. So you'll have, well, just take, for example, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah.
When Nicolas Cage is just hanging out with Pedro Pascal for the paycheck, and they start
Yeah.
talking cinema, and the cabinet of
Cabin
Caligari,
and Gut. Yeah.
cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and like, yeah, the guy knows deeper cinema than the guy who, is probably, well, as Conan O'Brien did on his show. We're changing the colors, the terror colors to the Nick Cage scale.
Yeah.
Like if we're at a vampire's kiss, it's time to panic.
Yes.
So
And yeah, Caligari comes up is a recurring theme in that movie because he's trying
yes,
to connect with his daughter over it. And
right. And
yeah.
in the end, and I have not watched it yet. Shame on me. And I'm surprised I didn't get a lot more heat for it when I'm
Seen
at a
it.
Doctor Who convention
Hmm.
for not knowing, still not getting around to watching Paddington 1 or 2.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I haven't seen either of those. Though I've
Mm.
had them recommended to me by
Yeah.
another film, like a prestige film friend who I trust. So
Mm. Well,
yeah.
as I say, I think I brought it up. Like David Bowie dying in 2016, are we in the dark? And I think you said it, we were in the dark timeline. It's like, yeah, it's great Hugh Grant getting to do these roles, but
Yeah.
like I think Bowie would have
Maybe they
just
were
been the
meant for David
guy.
Bowie. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want a crazy Hugh Grant movie, though, The Lair of the White Worm.
Yes, I have seen that.
Okay, yeah,
By Ken Russell. It's got who else does it
yes,
have in it?
Peter Capaldi.
Yes, Peter
Yes,
Capaldi. That's right. Oh
right.
man, that one is
Mm.
wild. I've seen. Didn't Ken Russell also do The Devils? I've seen
Yes.
that. That is great. If you haven't seen
Yeah,
it,
that's probably regarded as his best movie. Tommy
yeah,
is probably his best known.
that'd be the Who movie.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Which, like, yeah, I did an entire like binge. Like, I didn't have a guess, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch all the Ken Russell from the '80s.
Yeah.
Um, which is interesting stuff. I like definitely
No,
the
that's like a good one, you know. I
yeah,
would do that one.
yeah.
That would get you some very interesting films.
Hmm. Um, all right. So, um, well, I mean, I gave the punchline away. So, I mean, like when I did the letterbox and I'm going through as I'm trying to pull up, well, what movies really would I put in the best 90-minute range? It's like, well, I guess it's four. This is a 4 star, and then I'm going down. It's like, well, I think it's like my letterbox. Like, well, I think it probably is still more sound and better than A Whisker Away, from
Mm.
Netflix. So,
Yeah, we did watch Whisker Away in my standalone anime movie group watch that's been going
mm,
on for like years and years and years. Not our favorite. I would have to rewatch it to give you my best opinion on it,
no,
but it seemed a little
uh,
creepy to us if I recall. Um,
oh, I mean, I'm a big cat returns guy, so
I know.
it's like so no, it hit my buttons and is a
Gotcha.
little but again, it's like so many of
I'm
these.
not here to yuck anybody's yum, you know,
No, no,
but
no. But
yeah.
I will say so many, especially in anime, just don't know how to land the plane.
Mm, yeah.
Um, and that was a case there. I think this, like, it lands it. It's just like you just it's very much just trying to get over this, like, in a way too perfect world.
Yeah, I'm remembering more about it. Oh, right, she's allowed to become a
To the
cat from
cat,
that magic cat. She eventually
yeah,
goes to the cat world. Right.
right,
Okay. Yeah, I'm
right,
remembering
and
it now.
no, and I love the concept of the cat who's the stepmom's cat who
Yeah.
doesn't really care for her. She takes her face, like, look, I'm just trying to. I love the your stepmom. I want to have
Yeah.
more time with her. I'm 12 years old. I am not going to make it much longer. I like that psychology. So,
Yeah.
uh, as I say, this is just so. As I say, it's just so saccharine. I guess this feature with its themes, like you want to actually see struggle instead of the anxious guy who ends up it ends up paying off for him, and he still looks like an anxious person as he's still got the prize. Like he's waiting for the rug to get pulled out from under him.
It's it's a feel-good movie and it didn't really earn it.
Yeah,
The
I
good feelings.
right. No, it's I'd say it's definitely not. I mean, it's not a great intro. You can't really offer it as a great intro to anime because you kind of have to know all the silly beats of anime
Yeah.
before you get into this.
Know all the
Um,
tropes, a few of the cliches,
right.
be able to recognize who some of these characters, like the provenance of some of these characters,
Yeah.
make and like why their huge reactions to everything and all that good
Right.
stuff.
But then again, yeah, bad intro to anime, but a perfectly sound film. It's again just I don't now that I say perfectly sound, it's like, oh, does this bring me back to Blood Simple, where it's like, uh,
Mm,
it is a brilliant movie, but it's way too perfect for a debut feature. Like, I
yeah.
will like, no, I want to see these guys mature, and I think you can tell that. But in a vacuum, yeah, I'm not. I think a 4.5 star letterbox review is sound.
Is
Um,
that out of
five,
5, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Letterbox
okay.
works on the five. Um, so it's just it's one of so to me, I guess it goes back when I reviewed Twilight, which that was more just some guy saying, "No, Russ, you gotta a frequent guest. No, you gotta watch Twilight at some point." And it's like I bought the riff track, like Riff Tracks gave the New Moon riff for free, so it's like, I don't want to walk into this like cave dwellers. I want to know what Ator was up to begin with.
Yeah.
So I watched the first Twilight and absolutely hated it. But when I stopped and looked at it, it's like it wasn't for me. I know it hit
No,
every
yeah.
bloody beat the audience wanted. So, oh, so I can't give it a high review, but I can say it's 2.5 stars, and I hated every bloody moment of it. You ruined like took two things I love, baseball and Muse, and they ruined it in one bloody scene. Both of them.
You didn't think the baseball scene? I've seen the baseball scene. It was kind of fun. I don't know.
Uh, and now just like, oh no, we're only gonna play baseball with four people, and like, no,
Oh,
no, he could,
there was that aspect of it. Yeah,
yeah, like,
that's
like
what you get for having a small friends group, I guess.
uh, well then no,
A small vampire family.
yeah, so, but as I say, it's like I get why, so all I can say is Pompo far more enjoyable than a Twilight movie, and yeah, it's just like like the characters are likable enough. Why do I want them to suffer? It's
Kill your darlings, right?
like I think it just comes more like anything negative I have to say from it comes from a place of somebody who, busted their 20s trying to make it in the wrestling business.
Right.
Started like, okay, I'm going to write screenplays in my 30s. Oh, I have my pro wrestling zombie comedy. Surely all my friends are jump behind that. We can shoot it over a weekend. I get that, I get that IMDb credit, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
And, crickets when you try selling it. Like,
Mm.
it's more or less somebody who's busted their, keeps trying to make it as an artist, and it's
Yeah.
you're just bitter about the fact that I suppose it could happen.
I don't think I could make it I don't think I could take it to try and like make and sell a movie like that, you know. So I
Mm.
appreciate you and people who have tried to do things like that. You know, I'm happy to do that with tabletop role playing games,
Right. No, no, it's
but
all there's always a niche, and there's always people will find their place if you're patient enough and you
mhm.
keep working at it. But it goes back to Jay and Silent Bob, Strikes Back, when Affleck is running, Holden is going after, the two, oh, you don't want anything, but I can see it in this guy. He's
Yeah.
like he's stuck with this chucklehead, enduring you, working his ass. When, Lord, when? When's it going to be my time?
So
So,
I was looking up the filmography of this director right now if you'd like to hear a little bit
sure.
about that. Takayuki Hiro is his name, and he is this. I can't tell. I'd have to order them to figure out if this was his first feature. I don't think it was. He's done a bunch of episode direction on some pretty well regarded shows like Paranoia Agent. He was an episode
Okay, which
director.
is a Satoshi
Satoshi
Kon.
Kon.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done some thing. He did a Card Captor of Sakura movie. He did
Mm.
several Kara no Kyokai movies, Text and Lies,
He was a
Attack
product
on.
he was a production in the production department of Millennium Actress.
Okay, I'm
So,
looking at. Yeah, he's done Death Note. He's done
no, a lot
Attack
of
on
lot of
Titan.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tech,
and,
right.
but I
God Eater. Yeah.
and he's done no original movies, but honestly there aren't a whole lot of those made in
Yeah.
anime.
Well, he was on
But
Technolize before Paranoia Agent,
mhm.
and it was the opening. So, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
He's done some things I would consider high profile,
Yeah.
but nothing I would consider great. You know,
Mm.
nothing that's in my favorites.
No,
So,
I could.
well, except for that Paranoia Agent.
Yeah. As I say, and you see this a lot in animation, people playing so many roles.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm glad I haven't thought about animation as a means, because it's like, unless you're Phil Tippett,
Oh yeah,
is it really yours?
yeah. How long did Mad God take to make? Was it like 15 years or something?
I think it started in 81 and concluded in
Oh man.
21. So,
Okay, so
yeah,
I was way off, like 30, like
40
40
years.
years.
Yes.
Criminy. And it's one
Right.
of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. So
Yes. No, it was my 2022, like, this is the 90-minute movie
yeah.
you need to see.
And it was wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Truly,
So,
truly, truly a diseased mind. No, not really.
mm.
But
But,
you could come away if you were unused to the horror genre,
mm,
it might turn you off to
oh,
the whole thing for the rest of
yeah.
your life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, yep, I could see that. All right. Well, I think we really said everything that we can and could say
I,
about the this movie.
I think so. I
Um,
would say, what do you think? Should people check it out?
um, well, you have to think about who the audience was.
Yeah.
This is I think it's a love. It's you have to be a cinephile to appreciate it. It's Takayuki Hiro's. Um, it's his aria. I mean,
Mhm.
and if you like, if as I say, we ran off so many things he's been involved with. Um, but you have to be an anime. You have to be an anime fan going into it.
Mhm.
Um, Otherwise, it is just too sweet, too unrealistic to find enjoyable, dare I say.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, like I was the guy at Suncoast every after mowing lawns every week, buying $25 tapes. This is why I don't mind dubs, is because hey, I didn't have an option back in the day.
Indeed.
Oh
You
well,
can't switch that on a VHS.
I mean, I should say I did have an option, but I'm already spending 25 bucks. Why am I going to spend another five?
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think there's certain charms to the art of dubbing.
Sure.
Like, oh, empty space. Well, we have to like maybe you can have Ray and Asuka in an elevator for 2 minutes with no dialogue.
Look, you've got like anime purists like me who will
Mm,
basically usually only do subs, but we're in
yeah.
the minority. I'm like Crunchyroll put out some stats like 65% of their audience prefers dubs or something like that.
Um. Well, I would say I mean, if I'm watching a live action movie, I prefer subtitles. I
Mm.
think animations is just all the things you can get away with as a dubber in an animated
Mm.
film. I kind of like seeing what are they doing. Um, so I guess that's just part of the charm for me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you have to be an anime fan to get into this movie to begin with. There's a lot of hurdles. It's not an easy access one. But
Barriers
if
to entry, yeah.
right, but if you like anime and you are a movie nut, this is going to talk to you. And I think the only frustration is we don't want it so perfect.
Nope. Nope, nope, no,
So,
we don't.
uh,
It would I guess all the suffering happened in Gene's past, and now it's paying off. But we don't see much of that, so
yeah, well, Gene doesn't look like he's 45. So, um, all right. So your opinion, is this one you'd recommend, or is it,
I think that I would say this about the same thing as you would. It's going to be if you are a person who's watched both a lot of anime and seen a lot of movies, you'll appreciate it. Um, but I don't think it's going to be in very many people's top lists.
no, no, it's, as I say, I think it's, for 90-minute movies this year, I think it's up there. But again, it's that's surely on its merits, not on its on the product, not accessibility.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, as we wrap her on up, I'll get through my brief formalities, or I'll try to make them brief. Hey, if you want to help the podcast out, obviously rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast apps. 5-star reviews, preferably. Be as honest as you want in the comments. I will pay attention to those. Like just 5 stars and you throw a C bomb at me, I can take it. Um, and you can help the podcast out. You can join my Patreon. That's patreon.com/slash I dig crazy flicks. $3 a month gets you a waterproof sticker. If you don't want to think about it as money, it's 3 tins of cat food for Ava the Queen Kitty. You have to honor royalty. Waterproof sticker shout out on each episode as long as you subscribe. So thanks, Dad. Thank you, AAW Wrestling backstage personality, The Scoop Staley. And thank you, Tim Bates. You can find him on episodes about 1989's Bloodsport in Space, Arena, and 1988 horror classic Night of the Demons.
Mm.
And of course, best way to help the podcast out is be a guest. You can, if you got something that's off the wall, a film, a feature, a director, an actor, a theme, as long as it's off the wall, bonkers, I'll gladly talk about it. But if you got something a little more grounded, which Pompo is, as long as it's between 70 and 100 minutes, uh, I'm not going to say it's crazy, but I can 90 for chill that. And all right, so where we can we find you can find me on all my social medias at CatBusRuss. All right. So where can we find you, Jess?
You can find me with at Skies of Fortune on Blue Sky and Facebook. Also, I have mostly what I talk about there is tabletop role playing games. I'm working on one called Skies of Fortune. I also have several podcasts that deal with tabletop role playing games and gaming in general. You can find it at youtube.com/ at Skies of Fortune or on Spotify.
All right. Well, let me go and thank Stage Marie Harden for keeping an eye on me the last 21 years. I hope she's doing the same for everybody else she touched in her life. I hope she's squeezing the ectoplasm out of Skimbleshanks, the one-eared angel, the most jellicle of cats. Well, thank you very much, Jess, for coming on the show. Great talking to you. Thank you for exposing me to this movie because I can't mock it. I can't really hate a movie that knows 90 is that sweet spot.
Yep. And thank you for having me, Russ. It was a good time sharing one of a movie that really stuck in my mind with you today.
All right. Well, thanks again, Jess, and look forward to talking to you down the road.
Have a good one, Russ.
Can I hear a wahoo?
This podcast was made possible by the love and support of Dave and Cindy Stevens, Rory Stevens and Allison Higgins, Danny Daniels, and Stephanie Smith.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.